Welcome back, folks. As you can tell, I'm out here in a woodworker's paradise. I'm out here in my forest, out in my red pine forest. I got the dog with me here. We're out for a bit of a walk, and I decided I'm going to take a bit of a detour because I've been complaining about this winter weather and not being able to get out to my sawmill. Well, I'm going to put a stop to that and actually get out there today. And I think Coda's going to join me. It doesn't look like he's taken off, so we're going to head up yonder. I'm almost there. Just as sort of a side story, you're probably noticing my my ingenuity in working here. This is the reason I wear these type of coats. They've got top pockets. One tends to keep my phone, and the other one keeps my coffee. So just a side bit there. That's why I'm always wearing them. So anyways, Cody, you all ready? Yeah, good enough. So we're going to head up yonder here. As I mentioned, I'm almost at the sawmill. Kind of a windy day, but it's not all that cold, and so that's why I decided it's going to be a day I get out to the sawmill. If you live in central Ontario, or anywhere that gets a whole bunch of snow, you probably know the struggle with trying to get anything done. For me, you're probably saying, geez, that doesn't look bad walking, and you're right, it's not. This is packed. Right there, I step off the trail, that's the end of me. This is a nightmare for a tractor. That's why I can't get back in here as much as I'd like, because I need the tractor to load up the log beds. So as you can see behind the wood pile there, I've got my Woodland Mills, my HM130. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I like to put that thing through the paces. That thing, though, has not been fired up in about a month. We've had a whole bunch of fluctuating temperatures. We've had some cold and some warm. And so you guys are going to see firsthand how it is to start a 14 horsepower Kohler with the pull start, the recoil start, after sitting for a good month. As for the lubrication tank, that thing is bone empty, bone dry, so we're not going to be using lubrication today. I don't think I'm going to have a problem with the blades getting warm anyways. Last but not least, I got Coda here. And boy, Coda, you all set? Yeah, he looks like he's about as ready as he's going to be, so he's going to be my safety officer once again. So that's about it. I'm going to stop talking, get down to work, and I'm glad you guys are all here. Well, let's go. Okay, let's see how this old girl fires up. It's actually pretty cold out today. It's negative 15 Celsius or so. Engine's on, choke is on. It's got fuel. So, let's see. Almost. I can smell fuel. Oh, I bumped the choke, that's why. Almost. Well, not too bad. It probably, what's that, 6 or 7 pulls. What I do once I get it almost ready to go, when I get it, I take the choke off and I just press the throttle ever so slightly. Gets it into a bit of a higher idle. You don't want to go too far, because listen. Hear that? Hear that right there? That's the pinging of the clutch. You don't want to get it idling too high, or you'll have the pinging happen but the blade's not fully engaged, and that's when you prematurely wear out your clutch. So as you can tell, it's cold out today. You can see the vapor coming off the exhaust there. Not lying. So I'm gonna let her warm up, and then I think we should be good to go. Got a little log here to start. That's probably no good. You guys see that? One of my, I probably had some expansion of this ice here. I got to shut her down and get that level. Well, that's sort of a reality of sawing here in cold country, here in Ontario, Canada. You get that, you're not going to have a good day. So we got to get that fixed up. That's pretty brutal. It's good down here. That end is horrid. That end's good. Probably had a bit of sink in here. So, unfortunately, I don't have any tools out here to level this. That is kind of the reality of this situation. I guess I better head back and grab some tools and come on back. Okay, well, I ran back to the shop. Luckily I had the skidoo out here because you guys didn't see it, but I forgot something before this. And anyways, I ran back to the shop, got my string here, and we are going to see what we can do here. You guys have seen me do this before. You know that it doesn't have to be, and I'm talking the mill bed, doesn't have to be level. It has to be flat. And so this should get me at least in the ballpark. I had a look down it, and it goes like this, and obviously that is not good. So let's see what we can do here. Oh, I tell you, for those who live in the northern climates like me, you know what a struggle it is to do anything when it's cold out. Everything's froze. Anyways, I'm stopped complaining. It's really not even that cold today, which is crazy. But it's still a headache. So you gotta wear gloves and get on there. Okay, good enough. Now, I know that end's got to come up, and here's a good example. It's probably not supposed to be like that, right? So let's start off by bringing this sucker up a bit. And I'm going to bring up both sides. And I'm going to bring up both sides a fair bit. I'm actually going to bring it up until I see a gap under there, or a gap under that one. Then I can lower it back down. So I don't know what that is. Sometimes I use this to measure. I set it just underneath the nut, like so. So it's whatever that thickness is, and then I do the same thing on this side. Yeah, just froze on there. Okay, whatever that is, that's what we're gonna try. Let's jack her up a bit. Looks like it's gotta go even more. Get up there. Oh boy. This kind of puts a damper in my cutting plans for today. I don't know what time it is, but I think we're gonna be getting into sunset here soon. We'll see what we can do. Alright guys, well the struggle is happening, and I'm trying to deal with it here. As you can tell, that mill bed is out of alignment. We've had a lot of freezing and thawing cycles this winter. It's kind of been unorthodox or unnormal. Is that a word? Unnormal? Whatever. But it hasn't been normal, and so I'm trying to get this back into spec. As you can tell, this is a bit of a job here. Everything's frozen. Everything's got wet sawdust and all jammed in there and frozen under the frame rails there on the bed, and so it's making the job a bit of a task, but we're getting through it. I think I'm going to have to rename this video "The Struggles in Canada," because this is one of them if you're sawing wood in the middle of winter. But what I've been doing is, as such, I've been just coming along with a wrench and basically just loosening off as needed and eyeballing it in order to see what's flat. And then once I get close, which I think I am now, then I'll fine tune with the string line on top. I just want to make it so that the string line is just above each of the bed, what do you call those cross members? Bed, what do you call those? Those bed pieces a piece of wood sits on. Just making sure the string is just above it. And that way I can ensure it's flat, and then I'll worry about it being level some other time, because this is getting old right now. My hands are darn near froze off, and my frustration level with the ice is a bit high. So anyways, I'm going to keep at it. That's what I'm doing. Okay, well, you guys saw me struggling with this. I think I got it close enough where I can make a cut with it. This is a bit of a headache when you don't have a concrete base underneath your sawmill. Reason being is, as you can see with these freeze and thaw cycles that we've had throughout this winter, it has wreaked some havoc and caused some ups and downs in the ground and caused this thing to go out of alignment. So a bit of extra work here, but as you can see, put in that work and it'll pay off. Let's hope. I'm gonna cut some wood here, stop talking. And although the sun is just about done for the day, maybe I'll get one more log cut, and that'll be that. So let's get after it here. Solid. Well, there we go. So as you guys can tell, there's going to be some struggles anytime you're dealing with freezing and thawing cycles, especially up here in a cold climate. This does not have a concrete base underneath of this sawmill, and so anytime the ground moves, the sawmill bed moves. And as you can see today, that caused a bit of a headache, but it wasn't too bad because Woodland Mills provides all these adjustable legs, and you just get the wrench out and put a bit of work in with a string line and boom, you're done. So got that taken care of. Some things I might look at doing next year. Maybe I will look at getting a concrete base out here, and maybe I will look at a whole bunch of other things, but we'll see what actually happens. Anyways, guys, it's a bit chilly here. I'm going on in for another coffee. Appreciate all you guys watching. Come on back next time. I'll sure to be milling up the rest of this lumber. And once again, appreciate all you guys being here every single week, and I hope to see you next time.